Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me. I absolutely love doing this video because I loved every single product that I used and I just love this makeup. I love the way that it looks. I think that it's pretty and polished. I love how perfected my skin is. I used a lot of new to me products, but I seriously have hit the jackpot in products lately. I am using some new Tatcha products, which Tatcha is a completely new brand to me. I've only recently tried their products and I've tried 2 of them and I'm using 2 of them today and they are absolute gold, like super new holy grail products for me. I'm using a couple Nars products, the Nars Sheer Glow Foundation, which is an old favorite that I've reignited my love for, using the Nars Skin Deep palette and the new, I guess it's kind of new, but it's new to me, Dior Backstage Contour palette. So yeah, I'm also using some Charlotte Tilbury products, a lot of really good products. I'm gonna have everything listed and linked down below in the description box for you. So if you wanna see this look, let's go ahead and get started. So about half an hour ago, I prepped my skin with the Tatcha, the Dewy Skin Cream. That is just so good. If you have normal to dry skin, you definitely should check that out, especially if you like a nice glow. It's such a luxurious moisturizer. And I'm next gonna go in with the Tatcha, the Silk Canvas Primer. These are the only 2 Tatcha products I have ever tried or purchased, and I'm absolutely obsessed. I didn't do it for a long time or try anything for a long time because it just seemed overly hyped and just not something that I was interested in trying. But I will say that I love both of these products. This Silk Canvas Primer is just so good. I love how it blurs my pores, fills in all those areas, and just it makes my skin look like glass whenever all of my makeup is on, and everything goes on super smooth and super even. So I really love the primer. Next, I'm gonna go in with Nars Sheer Glow Foundation. I'm in the shade Light for DeVille, and I got a pump for it because I just do not like using foundations without a pump, and I just do 1 pump on the back of my hand. 1 pump of this is plenty for my whole face. My kids are upstairs playing, by the way, so that if you hear them, that's just, you know, mom life and how we're rolling today. We're getting ready to go to GameStop. Kason's birthday was back in December, but we've been saving one of his gift cards to GameStop, and he mentioned yesterday that he wanted a new game, so we are gonna go to GameStop here in a bit and get him a new video game. But this foundation, I love this foundation. I used to use it all the time a few years back, and recently started using it again. I forgot how amazing it is. It is a nice medium coverage and offers a radiant, healthy, luminous finish. It is a similar finish to Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, but I prefer this foundation so much more to the Luminous Silk. In my opinion, Luminous Silk is very difficult to work with, and it's not long wearing, and it's just not user friendly. But the Nars Sheer Glow, 1, it's more affordable than the Luminous Silk. It wears better, the coverage is better, and it's just a lot easier to work with. It's not as finicky as the Luminous Silk is. For concealer, I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. It is a tried and true favorite. I love the finish. It's been a while since I've used this as well. I've had it now for a couple of weeks again, and I've just really been enjoying it. To set my concealer, I am going to use the Hourglass Mineral Veil Loose Setting Powder. I am getting really low on this. Definitely getting to the bottom of the barrel, and after using it almost in its entirety, I can confidently say that I prefer this powder to the Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder. This one is lighter, but it offers a more luminous finish. The Laura Mercier one, I feel like, is really good if you have, not dry skin, if you have oily skin, because it's a little bit heavier and it's a lot more matte. Now, the Hourglass doesn't have shimmer in it. It's not glittery, nothing like that, but it's just not as flat matte as the Laura Mercier one is, and it's not as heavy. It's a little bit lighter, so I feel like if you have normal to dry skin, the Hourglass one is a really, really good option. I definitely notice a difference between using this one and then using the Laura Mercier one. So I definitely am a convert from Laura Mercier translucent setting powder to the Hourglass. Now I still have some of the Laura Mercier left and I'm finishing it up, but I will definitely be switching over full time to the Hourglass when the Laura Mercier is used up. To set the rest of my face, I'm using the Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder from Charlotte Tilbury. This again is a wonderful, luminous, finely milled powder, and you only need just a little bit because it's so finely milled that a lot comes off on the brush. So you don't need a ton, and I just pat that onto my face to set. I love this powder. Lexi actually got me another one for my birthday. So I have one in my vanity for when I'm getting ready, and I keep one in my purse for touch-ups. Now moving on to brows. I just tinted my brows this morning, so I don't really need to fill them in that much, but to fill them in, I'm using the Benefit, what is this? Precisely My Brow in the shade 3.5, so we're just gonna speed through this part really quickly. Brows are done, so we're going to move on to contour. And I recently picked up this Dior, what is this called? It's the Dior Backstage Contour Palette. And the reason I picked this up is because I have literally used and abused my Tarte Park Avenue Princess palette to death. I've hit pan on all three of the bronzer and contour shades that I use, and it's become pretty difficult to get an even amount of product in my brush, so I decided to try something else. Even though I absolutely love and adore the Tarte Park Ave Princess Contour Palette, I've had my eye on this and been curious about this little palette for a while. So I'm taking the Hourglass, this is the Edit brush, I think, and I'm gonna start with this lighter shade here, and I am going to apply that in the areas that I like to contour. It's a very smooth powder. This is a nice color. Let me try out the other side. This Hourglass brush, oh my goodness, I feel like I can't talk today. It's been a while since I filmed. I really like this brush, and it's perfect if you have the Hourglass palettes. It fits perfectly into those teeny tiny little squares. I did purchase the powder brush, the dual-ended powder brush. I think it was the brush that came out in unison with the Mineral Veil powder. I ended up returning that brush though, because the fluffiest side was the same exact size and density as my Real Techniques blush brush, and the smaller side was the same exact size and density of the dual-ended brush, the Kat Von D one that I used to set, so I didn't feel like it was necessary to keep that one, especially at the price point. So I went ahead and returned that, but I did keep this brush. I have really been enjoying it for contouring and highlighting. Plus, I really love my Hourglass palettes, but it is difficult to use them with larger brushes, so I felt justified in keeping this brush. So that offered a pretty nice natural contour. I really, really like that. Let me do my nose to even out the whole contour bit. But this is a really nice natural color. It's very neutral. It's not super cool or gray, but it's not super warm either. It's a really great color for my nose, actually. Like, it's not super intense. It's really, really nice. I'm going to take a little bit of this color here. It's called the Deep Highlight, but it's definitely way too dark for me to use as a highlight. So I'm gonna take my MAC bronzer brush. The pan is a little small for this, But I'm just gonna add a little bit of luminosity to my contour and use this as a bronzer. So it adds a little bit more color, but it's gonna add a little bit of that glow. I really do enjoy a glowy bronzer. So this is going to be really nice for that. Blend it into my neck so everything matches. Yeah, that's really nice. I really like that. While I have the palette open, I'm gonna go ahead and highlight, and I'm gonna take the highlight shade with the other end, or the highlight end of this brush. The highlight is very natural too. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. But you just have a couple more color options. But this highlight and this matte bronzer shade definitely reminds me of that. The highlighter is definitely not super glowy. I think honestly the highlight shade in Film Star Bronze and Glow is probably more luminous than this one. But if you're looking for something super natural, this I think is a really good product. So yeah, whether or not you are fair to light skin toned, you like something a little bit more natural, you have more mature skin, that's a really good contour palette to try out. For blush, I'm going to use this new one from Buxom. It's one of their Wonderlust blushes, and it's, okay, I can't pronounce the name, but it's like Seychelles, something like that. But it's like a pretty kind of like mauvey bronzy color. I have been obsessed with this, and it smells like summer. It smells like coconuts and banana and sunscreen and tanning lotion. It smells lovely. Using my Morphe blush brush, and this blush is so pigmented. You literally need like 2 little pounces in it and you're good to go. This blush also offers some luminosity, which you guys know that I love. I love beautiful, luminous, glowy, healthy looking skin. Love this blush to pieces. It's so, so good. This one and the Climax from Charlotte Tilbury are my current favorites, and definitely going to be summer staples for sure. Okay, the base is pretty much done. Now we are going to move on to eyes. We're gonna use the Nars Skin Deep eyeshadow palette. I had a little mishap. This little creamy shade, it broke on top. It came, when I got it, it was just like had the tiniest little hairline crack in it, so it was just a matter of time before it broke off on me, but it's fine. Not the end of the world. I'm actually gonna need another highlight shade, I think, but I think I can just use the highlight shade in my contour palette. So let me find my brush. The first shade that I'm gonna start with is this little guy right here. It's the lightest kind of crease shade, but even though it's the lightest in the pan, like look how pigmented that is. These shadows are super duper pigmented. Like you literally don't need that much because a lot comes off. They're a lot darker on the eyes than they look in the pan, but they build really well and they blend super easy. This is another great palette for all age ranges. I think that if you like a more sophisticated eye look, or if you even are more mature, this is a great palette to go for, especially because the shimmers are so wearable. The shimmers are so wearable. The matte shades are very wearable as well. They're not too cool, they're not too warm. They're truly neutral. The next shade that I'm gonna go in is this one, and this is the last crease color that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna put a little bit on that outer corner and buff that into the crease as well. This brush here is the Morphe M505. I really like this brush. I got it at Ulta, so it's one of the brushes that Ulta sells. I got it because I really enjoy that Sigma E40 that I used first, but I wanted another one that was similar, so I picked this one up and I really, really like it. Now we're gonna move on to the first crease shade, and sometimes I use a brush, sometimes I use my finger, it just depends. This is the Sigma E55, I'm gonna take this color right here and apply that to my lid. So these are like a very soft shimmer. Definitely not a shimmer like the Anastasia shimmers. Those are super intense, super pigmented, like almost like a pigment. These are definitely softer, but still very luminous and pretty. A lot more wearable, like a lot more work appropriate too, like if you're going to work. Okay, it went on super easy. Like it doesn't take a lot of time at all. I'm gonna do one more shimmer shade. I'm gonna take this silver down here. I am not one to wear silvers or chromes, but this silver shade is so unique to me. I'm gonna put it a little in the outer corner. I think I like it because it's a little bit warmer for a silver. It's not like stark gray or stark anything like that. It's really unique in my opinion, which is weird to say for like a gray or a chromey shade like that. I'm just gonna blend that just a tad. But I just love the look that it gives, the way that it looks in the eyes. It's just so dang pretty, y'all. It's so pretty. So I'm going to do the lower lash line really quick. I am going to mix both those crease colors that I used, and I'm gonna use this right here. It's a little bit easier. Line the lower lash line. I do have a little bit of fallout. I'm gonna dust that away in just a second, but it's not too bad and nothing a little dusting can't take care of. This brush right here is a Sonia Kashuk one. Number 19, I don't know if they still make it, but it's great for cleaning up. It's just like tapered and light and fluffy and fits perfectly under the eyes. To dust away any fallout, let's see, I need to highlight my brow bone. One shade that I've been loving for a brow bone highlight is actually an Anastasia color. I'm not gonna get up and get it just because I don't feel like it, but it is the Tempura shade. I don't know if they make it in a single form, but if they make it in a single form, I wanna get it in single form just to keep it in my makeup bag instead of carrying around an extra palette just for that shade. But that shade is gorgeous for inner corner and brow bone. For brow bone, I'm gonna take this shade here from the Dior palette, highlight my brow with that, and the inner corner. Yeah, it's definitely not a very luminous shade. That's why I think if you're looking for something super natural, you'd really, really like this palette. Eyeshadow's done. Let's go ahead and finish up the eyes with a little bit of mascara. Gonna do this quickly because watching somebody put mascara on is so boring. So, gonna first, like always, start out with the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Primer. This is literally on its last leg. I need to pick a new one up this week because I'm literally scraping the barrel. And then for mascara, we're using the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I am really happy with this mascara. It does a really good job of keeping my lashes separated but adding volume to them. The only complaint that I've discovered from this mascara after using it for a couple of weeks is that it sometimes flakes on me, and I typically don't have that issue with my normal mascaras, so that is the only drawback for me with this mascara, but I think that it makes my lashes look great. Mascara is done, so I'm gonna quickly set my brows using none other than the Benefit Give Me Brow. What shade am I in? It's so rubbed up. I'm in the shade 3. Okay, we're almost done. I'm gonna do super natural on the lips today. So I'm gonna quickly line my lips first using the MAC Subculture lip pencil. I really like this lip pencil for when I'm wearing a gloss because it's a similar color to my lips. So it really doesn't change the tone or the look of the actual gloss that I'm using. And then for gloss, I'm using the Soap & Glory Sexy Mother Pucker Gloss in the shade Nude Star. I love this gloss. It is one of the best glosses that I've used. It's plumping and it's super duper tingly. So if you don't like that intense tingle, you're not gonna like this, but the color is beautiful. I love the shimmer. It's just a beautiful gloss. Last but not least, we're gonna set, and I have been using the Urban Decay All Nighter lately. I've really been loving it. This is also a must-have for me in the summertime. Okay guys, this is the final look. I wanna zoom you guys in so that you can really see the eyes and really see the skin, because I swear those Tatcha products, especially that primer, is serious gold. Y'all are super up close and personal right now, but my skin is so even and so incredibly luminous. I'm obsessed. I love my eye makeup. This Skin Deep palette is seriously so good. I'm gonna zoom you guys back out because I feel super uncomfortable being this close to the camera. Not gonna lie. Okay, that's better. But no, seriously, love all of these products. This is just one of my favorite looks. I've been wearing it and loving it and just feel super comfortable and super myself, and just I feel pretty wearing this makeup. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna have everything that I used listed and linked down below in case you want to have a better look at things or you're wanting to pick one of them up for yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it for you. Love doing get ready with me's like this. One, it kills two birds with one stone. I get to do my makeup because I'm gonna do it anyways, and I get to share with you guys all of my favorite and just products that I've been loving. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys again soon.